Hey everyone, I'm Grant, and I've had a number of people who have reached out to me asking to do a video to install the Lin module in the BYD Sealion 7. So I'm going to run you through the steps today. If you haven't purchased the Lin module yet, please feel free to use the link in the description as that will support me and what I've done with this video. Alternatively, if you'd like to buy me a coffee, please feel free to do that through this other link that will also be in the description. I am doing this video as a step-by-step guide just to help people out who may want to pursue doing this themselves. Should you not want to do it yourself and you live in Australia, in Southeast Queensland or any other state, then by all means comment down below and I can put you in contact with someone who can help you out do that. I'm hoping to do a few more accessories install videos just to help people in their journey for modifying their BYDs in a way that they feel comfortable. So anyways, guys, we'll move into the next steps of items that you'll need. So anyway, thanks heaps for the support and feel free to share this video around. Thanks guys, bye. Starting off, the first nice and easy one is just a standard Phillips head screwdriver. Right, that's one thing that you will need. And the second part is a pry tool. So this pry tools are usually available for internal upholstery. You can get them at most car automotive shops. So again, if you don't have one of these, I'm sure you could use another tool and get the internal parts off. So today we're only removing the internals, and then I'll take the camera through and I'll give you a little bit of a close-up on each one as well. And I'll show you how I do this. All right, guys, let's go. So first up, this back parcel tray here is usually the first one to remove, the middle, and it usually just pops off. Oh, okay, so let's go in and have a quick look. All right, so this is the middle part here that we were talking about. You're gonna need to pull that off. You usually go in through the front here, and then you can find the rest will just pop off. Little plastic clips. I like to keep everything in order down here. And as you can see, these little nubs there, they should stay nice and tidy. But that's what goes back into these holes here. The next part is we're gonna remove these sidewalls here on both sides. All right, to remove these parts, you're gonna see a little circular disc here. These are really easy to pop off. You just basically get your Phillips head screwdriver, pop them in, 1, 2, over to the other side, same section, 3, and 4. Once those are all popped through, you'll be able to get your pry tool. And literally, they should just pop out from behind. Yep. And this one too, we're just gonna pop that one out. So both down here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are the 4 pieces, and that should allow the next parts to just easily pull off from this. You'll see here, just a little bit of a wiggle, and then I just put that down to the side here. Again, on this side, pull, wiggle, and then pop it down to where you're going to be doing it. So this now is where you're going to need your Phillips head screwdriver. It is identical on both sides, so you can see these two. Just try and do that. One hand. You can put that. I personally just like to keep everything together. So I just put it down here in the tray. This little buddy can go in the tray there. All right, similarly now that these 2 screws, once they're off, you'll be able to pull down on the plastic here. So I'm just gonna put you guys over here. All right, so just because this one's a bit tricky to get off, now that we've got the 2 screws out on either side, we're just gonna try and get our fingers under here or on the side. If you hold onto these little plastic tabs, you'll start hearing it pop out. Yeah, perfect. So it does sound a little bit heavy-handed when you are going in, but it's all just clips, so you should be fine. You don't want to rip this one too hard because it is still attached to a electronic device here for the buttons. So be mindful that you're not just ripping it right off and it's going to slide over this part here. So once we've got all the clips released, I'll show you what that looks like. Hopefully we'll edit out all the grunts. These clips at the front are a bit tricky. Let's just bear that in mind. Again, even if you break one of these clips, it's probably not going to be too much of a big deal, but just be mindful of them at the front here. You want to apply just enough pressure to release them, but without breaking them. There we go. All right, so that is off. Now be mindful again that down the bottom here is your cable that you have. That's connected into the open and close button. So you can push it in with your thumbs and just wiggle it off. And I'll put this down and show you. Okay, so this is the little clip here that I was talking about. That's on the other side of the buttons. You've just got to make sure that that here is, if we can get that to, there we go. So you press in the sides there and that should just wiggle straight out in order for you to get this whole sheet to pull out. Now that sound of all the popping is just all of these little blue parts here. Now Top BYD does include some replacements. So if you do happen to pull a bit too hard or push it back in, you'll be able to just replace it. They just slide in and out from the side and they'll go back in. So I haven't had to replace any yet, but if you ever pull off the back, you'll notice that if there's any greens in here, then that's the people that have potentially done this already. Now, what I'm going to show you, because mine's already installed, is the actual Lin module. So what you will find when it's delivered is this is the Lin module. This clip here is left open. So this is what connects up into the little plug at the back there, and that connects directly into the light in the export model. So there was one end that will fit into this little clip here for the Lin module. Again, Top BYD will provide you with some zip ties, so you can actually just tie this back in. The other one that I had to work out from the video is you'll see a second little plug here. This will be connected, and you'll need to route that into these sections here. So there'll be two plugs on the other end. One will go into here, and then the other one will connect through into this plug here as well. So that's essentially feeding your power into the Lin module, which then powers the back light. I believe these are what clip into the bar light that runs across the back. All right, so once you've plugged everything in up here, it's time to plug in this little plug and put this big sheet back in. Again, this works in reverse to exactly like we've shown before, but what I would highly encourage you to do first is plug in the electronics and then just have a look to make sure that the light is actually connected and showing. If not, then you can take it apart and make sure that you've plugged these in firmly. You just want to give them a bit of a squeeze, make sure that they are connected. They should click when they go in. And again, same thing, this one's an empty plug, so that'll plug directly into the tail end of the Lin module. All right, so let's just do that. And I can't do that with one hand, so I'm gonna come back and I'll show you the test. So let's test this one. We're gonna lift it back up. Now, this is very awkward to get it back in, but just make sure you're lining it up, everything in reverse. You'll notice that that's connected again because these lights will go red here as well. And once you click in here, these two lights have gone red. So in reverse, you want to make sure that your front clips here are secured first. They can be a bit tricky, so push those ones back in. Make sure everything's lined up here. Because if you get them, this is the ones that are easy to bend if you don't do it right. Make sure that these lights are still showing. Nothing like a bit of punch work won't fix. So they're all in. All right, back to the punch. Get a bit of Street Fighter. All right, test that that's working. Yep, so that's all working. All right, and then everything else back in reverse. So as you can see here, we're just gonna put each part back in now that everything's popped back in. So this goes back up here. Don't forget to put back in your screws. If you look here, you'll see the holes are lined up on each side for your Phillips head screwdrivers. So because I kept them here, I know exactly which one's for which side. I'm going to install this again in reverse. I'll be back in a sec. So these little black clippy things here, they're still depressed in. So what you want to do is just push them out. So they're sitting up like that. And then the head like that. Hold onto them from this side. Get them up into the hole and just push them in. Should just look like they did before they got punched. So nice and flat, and then that keeps that nice and secure. And that's holding everything nice and tight so no rattles. Last part is just getting this last piece back up and in here. And just make sure you've lined it up before you start Street Fightering it and just punch it in. All right, so now that's nice and flat. And that's all flat up against the back. We are good to go. All right, so now let's close it. Grab your key. And ta-da! That's your light module all working without having to take off any of the panels. Nice work. All right, guys, so that's all done and dusted. So I hope that video was helpful for you guys. If you did find it helpful, leave a like, comment. If you've got the like going as well, I'd love to hear your feedback too. Every purchase through the link through Top BYD, they do give me a small kickback just to help me out with all of this. So if you use that link, really appreciate it. Otherwise, if you feel like buying me a coffee for this information, then by all means, I'd love that too. But anyway, I plan to do a few more videos on a few other ones there as well. If there's any that you're looking to do that you haven't been able to go through the guides on the Top BYD channel, sing out and I'll try and do a video for those ones. But anyway, enjoy guys. Have a great afternoon.